Hi guys, welcome to Preliminary Chemistry and the Metals video series. And in this particular video, we're going to have a little bit of a look at the mole concept. The mole concept is probably the most critical concept in chemistry. It underpins all of the work that we do when we're using mathematics to solve problems relating to chemical reactions. So this is something that's really important for you to make sure you get a good handle on. So the important thing about a mole is a number. Just as a score is 20 or a dozen is 12, a pair is 2, a mole is just a number. But the thing with this particular number is it's such a big number that it's actually a useful number for us in chemistry. And that's because most of what we deal with are tiny, tiny objects, atoms, molecules, particles, ions. These are all very, very small objects. We can't see them. And so we have to have some way of being able to represent them and use them when we're doing our chemical reactions and we're doing our calculations. Officially, the mole is a quantity of a substance which contains the same number of basic units of that substance as there are atoms in exactly 12 grams of the carbon-12 isotope. Now that sounds like a real messy way of giving you a definition, so let's change that up a little bit. Firstly, a mole is the quantity of a substance which contains what is called Avogadro's number. Now we'll come back to Avogadro's number a little bit later, but effectively, and for now, Avogadro's number is this number here. So if a pair is 2 and a score is 20, then a mole is this. A mole is just 6.02 times 10 to the 23 units. Now that could be atoms, molecules, grains of sand, blueberries, it doesn't matter. Like a pair is 2, you can have 2 socks, 2 shoes, 2 people, whatever. A mole is just 6.02 times 10 to the 23 whatevers. So that's the important thing here. What makes this useful is that when we have 6.02 times 10 to the 23 atoms of carbon, they weigh 12 grams. So that is why this is useful. Because when we have 1 mole of a substance, that 1 mole, if it's of a particular element's atoms, that means that we can use the value that's in the periodic table as its atomic weight in grams. And that becomes very useful when we're doing calculations. So a couple of words, I guess, associated with this as we look forward into doing some of our calculations. Firstly, when we refer to the mass of 1 mole of a substance, we call the mass the molar mass. Okay, so if we were to look at our carbon-12 or our C12 isotope, then what we mean is that the molar mass of C12 is 12 grams. And that is how the mole concept becomes really useful to us. The molar mass of a substance which is has more than 1 atom in it is just the formula mass in grams rather than what we might call atomic mass units, which is what we would refer to as 1 atom. The mass of 1 atom of carbon-12 would be 12 atomic mass units. Now we're going to be looking at converting those atomic mass units into grams. So even something fairly simple like water, which is going to be equal to 2 lots of 1.008 plus 1 lot of 16, which would be 18.016 atomic mass units. If we had 1 mole of water molecules, we would have so molar mass of water would be equal to 18.016 grams. And that comes straight from the periodic table, and that's why having periodic table is such a useful thing. We will look at liquids and gases a little bit later on and try and work out how they fit into this story as well. But for now, the volume of 1 mole of any substance is called its molar volume, and that kind of makes sense if the mass is the molar mass, the volume would be the molar volume, and temperature and pressure acting on the volume must be stated. So these are things that we will look at in a subsequent video. Thanks for watching.